Hello. Alright, this is the final video on the lock-in. And yes, I waited all day to do this. I was planning on maybe I could do it with Aaliyah, but that didn't happen. Because I forgot and my phone was dying, and yeah, that just didn't happen. But, anyways, the lock-in was awesome. We failed at updating every hour, but y'all should expect by now that if we try that, it won't happen. I still have Skittles, because I got them at the lock-in and never finished them. So I'm going to finish them now. Well, probably not, but I'll at least eat some of them. I shouldn't be eating those during the video, because it makes it hard to hear myself think. And with the level of sleep deprivation I'm at, that is not good. I can't keep a steady train of thought as is. Go and do something like that to me? Forget it. So I'm like really tired. Lock-in was awesome. And I think my last video log was just after the service. Yeah, because it was when we were playing Freeze. It was just after the service, which it was a good service. I like the old one better, but oh well. That was the second F3 lock-in I've been to. The 5th lock-in I've been to is the total, though. Because there's one that was me, Dev, and Rachel. One was just, like, me and Rachel. And one I was at alone. And the one in February where we had the whole alpha male and alpha female competition. And yeah, then there's this one, so that's 5. I lost my train of thought, like I said. I cannot think. We got there at about roughly 9 o'clock. We were some of the first people there. It was David, Lee, and I. And getting sidetracked again. I'm going to be doing that a lot. I just like looking straight past the camera. But anyways, we got there, just kind of chilled for a bit, waited for Brooke to get there. Bailey was already there, I think. I don't know. Yeah, she was, because she came in and she's like, Carrie! And yeah, stuff happened. The beginning was pretty boring, because we're just kind of sitting around, talking. Which that's actually what we did for most of it, but it was just kind of like idle chit-chat, or there's some other stuff going on. There's like teenage drama, and I'm like, I don't want to hear about this. So eventually I kind of ditched Aaliyah, Bailey, Nick, and Brooke, and went to go play video games and hang out with John, once I figured out he was there. It kind of messed with me when I first saw him, because I just kind of saw him as I walked past the classroom that the door was open, and his hair is blonde. I mean, it's not like all blonde, it's just like little bits and pieces of it that's blonde. And I was like, whoa, he dyed his hair. I like it. And then I played video games and stuff with him and some other guys for a while. I never actually went up against John, though, and I'm glad, because he is really good at Super Smash Bros, or whatever that is. I forget. I think it's Super Smash Brothers. Anyways, he's really good at that game. I feel so weird because I'm not wearing my ring. I'm usually wearing my ring, and I took it off. I took off all my jewelry because I was going to change for bed, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to do the video in this outfit, because if I get my pieces, I'm going to want to go to bed even more, and that was not helpful to recording. So, I'm still in my clothes. Black t-shirt, black pants. I took off my Converse quite a while ago, though, because, you know, I don't like shoes. Anyone who knows me should know I don't like shoes. You would be lucky to see me in them for more than an hour. Anyways, I played games with them for a while, and then I actually had to use a GameCube controller because I don't know the Wii controls. I had to figure out the controls for the GameCube, but oh well. I was pretty good at that game, actually. There was one kid who kept getting annoyed anytime I would beat the crap out of him, because he would turn around and glare at me, and I'm just like, hi. And, yeah. After a while, though, we had pizza, and I just kind of drifted around between hanging out with John and then hanging out with Brooke and Bailey and Aaliyah. We had the service, we ate, I hung out with the Brooke and Aaliyah and Bailey, and then we ate, and they had strawberry soda. I was so happy. They had strawberry soda, and it was, like, awesome, because I never get strawberry soda. Not public, but, like, group things, they never have strawberry soda, because it's like, well, no one drinks it. I do. That's the only soda I drink. And I know Kashana likes it. Not that I've seen Kashana recently. But, oh well. I think I just gave myself a paper cut. I've got a paper target over here, and my hands, like, did that. And I'm like, I think I just gave myself a paper cut. Yeah, see? Target. I like to go shooting. I'm a weird girl. I've been weird since preschool age. I watched crime shows in preschool. And Glenn, I mentioned that because, our conversation. And my alarm just went off, telling me I need to do my devotion, and I'm gonna have to deal with this annoying flashing light. Oh well. Yeah, after the message, sermon, worship service thingamajigger, Aaliyah, Brooke, Bailey, and I went upstairs in the youth room because it was cooler in there and it felt good. And because we didn't want to play Capture the Flag in the dark. And we were playing Freeze, and Aaliyah and Brooke were going to do my hair, but they never did. Because Aaliyah made me take my mousse and hair gel, and she was going to do stuff to my hair. She was going to, like, spike it up in the back, and she never did. I escaped it. And we were singing, and what else did we do? Eventually Nick came in and hung out with us. Then I got bored, and they stopped playing Capture the Flag. So I went back out there because it was warmer out there and I was getting cold. And I went down and played more video games. Well, actually, I just sat there watching. I couldn't play that time because they were about to give it up for Guitar Hero again. But I still watched. Then John and I went up and hung out with the rest of them because they're still up there, except David and this other Nick and Seaton had joined. So yeah, they were all up there playing Truth or Dare. And we joined in, and I was reluctant to do so because the whole time Aaliyah and Brooke and Bailey had been, like, teasing me about John because they know I like him, and now he does too. Gotta love those two. But Truth or Dare is where stuff gets really interesting. At first it was kind of normal. It was like 3 in the morning by this point. So it's kind of normal at first. Just playing the game. And then I'm, like, covering the camera with my hand. See, that is my hand. But it started out pretty normal. Eventually, as time went on, by about 4 o'clock, we digressed to just asking random questions. It was like a truth about all of us, and we all had to answer. Brooke, she set me up, because by that point, Nick G had left, so it was just Nick, and is the cool Nick, the one who's not ditching us. Oh well, I didn't know that other guy, so. And then, Brooke asked if we had to go out with someone in the group, who would it be? Now, naturally, I'm not going to pick my brother, because that would just be weird. And it had to be either for the girls, we had to pick a guy, and for the guys, we had to pick a girl. To just, like, avoid just, like, a hangout kind of thing. And it had to be whoever was in the group, so. So naturally, I don't pick David, because he's my brother, and that would just be weird. I don't pick Nick, because it's like, he's cool, but don't really want to go out with him. And I'm laying in a very odd position. It's like my head is going this way, my chest is going that way, my legs are going that way, and that way. And it's like, do you see how weird a position this is? Yeah, I sit in weird positions. But naturally I'm not going to go out with my brother. Don't really want to go out with Nick. I don't even get along with Seton anymore, so it's like, nope. And guess who that leaves? John. She set me up with that, and then we were actually playing Truth or Dare. She asked, Kaylee, Truth or Dare? I said, Truth. She asked who I'm crushing on, and my brother immediately said Booker, and I'm like, yep, totally Nicholas. And, Brooke's like, let me rephrase that. Who in this place are you crushing on? And I knew she wanted me to say John, but I refused to say it. Although he still figured it out. It's been kind of hard not to. Italy was in the background going, cough, that guy, cough. Well, that guy could mean Nick or Seton or John. But, oh well. And then we had a lot of weird conversations. I don't know how, but we got onto topics such as spooning and thongs, and I don't know. It was weird. Some of the other questions were like, if you had to be stranded on an island with two people, who would you want? And I chose Aaliyah and John. And all of these are just for people in the group. It can't be just anyone. It has to be someone in the group. But I picked Aaliyah and John. And let's see, what were some of the other questions? If there's someone that you would never want to see again, who would it be? And I chose Seton, and then because Seton had been sitting to the right of me, but he was actually at the left of me that time, but he was standing up, so yeah. Brooke asked him, and he said Kaylee, because it's like, I said him, so he's going to say me. You can feel the love, eh? And with the who would you go out with thing, it got to John, and he said, well, since I don't know any of you, I'm gonna say Kaylee. And the look on Brooke's face, it was, I don't blank on the word. I can remember it when I'm typing it, but I can't ever spell it, and it's frustrating. It's not disconcerting, it was, what was it? I forget. But it was, like, so maddening, and no, that wasn't the word, that was just a replacement word for when I didn't know if I was spelling it, and I just got a text. But, yeah. That happened, and I was like, Brooke, I'm going to kill you. And someone, I think it was Bailey, said John's haircut was kind of like mine, and it's like, no, it's not. Mine's all long in front, and his is like this long. It's like half as long as mine, and yeah, I don't know what she was thinking. We were all pretty delirious. And then eventually around 5 o'clock, we were all just out, or at least trying to be out. John had pulled up a hammock, which was a really good idea, and I want a hammock like his. So he could just pull that up and go to sleep if it weren't for the cold and the noisy boys, but he was so tired it didn't seem to matter. I curled up in a chair on the floor or something. I flip-flopped, and I was like in the chair just kind of sitting there staring out into space, and I wasn't noticing that I was looking at John, and I'm like, finally it clicked, and I'm like, You know, I need to look at something else because it looks like I'm watching John sleep, and that's just kind of creepy. So I quit just staring and laid down and tried to go to sleep. It didn't work. I got half an hour of sleep, and it was on a cold, hard floor. So yeah, after that, everything was pretty dull and boring. Just clean up and sitting around waiting for the time to go. I think after that, the only thing that sticks out in my mind is Bailey fussing that she doesn't like being touched when she's tired. We all felt like zombies, and John waved goodbye to me. And then we finally got to sleep at 7:30, and I came home and crashed. Ta-da! That is a rundown of Block-In. Let's see. Now, any other comments I have? Oh, I left out the bit that, we're talking about the whole dating thing during Truth or Dare. And, David commented on Everybody Loves John. And it seems like Sean said something about he go gay for John. And I'm like, oh, that's lovely. Okay. Any other last comments? Sean randomly told us what kind of underwear he was wearing. Although I'm pretty sure it's a lie because I would hope he doesn't wear pink underwear. But anyways, I think that's it. Goodbye. Good night. Au revoir. Adieu. Aloha. Adios. Whatever other goodbyes you can think of.